Hey guys, it is Carl Brown, GuitarLessons365.com. Got the new one from Ghost that just came out this week, so I've got some requests specifically for this track, Faith. It's a fun one to play. It got a lot of crazy guitar stuff in it, so let's jump into it. Tuning, D standard, so every string on your guitar is tuned down a whole step, not drop D. It's got to be D standard, so everything down. Those notes will be in the description. If you don't know how to get into D standard or don't know what those notes are, you probably shouldn't be trying to learn stuff like this because it's got some crazy guitar stuff in it. So anyway, let's start with this intro, which it's just kind of built off. Kind of have this little B power chord hit underneath it, and then we have this. So that's the lowest harmony line. Now you hear that with another. So they're kind of just playing an octave apart. So the bottom octave one is 12, 11, 9, 8. Just got a little burst of those notes. Repeated 3 times, and then you're gonna go up to the 9th fret there on the A string. 9, 10, 13, back to 9 on the D. That's what it is. All right, so that's the bottom harmony. The top line with that is. So that's 15, 14, 12, 11 on the B. Repeat it 3 times. Then we go 11, 12, 15 on the G to the 12th fret on the B. All right, and then another higher harmony part comes in with it, and so that's going 19, 17, 15, 14 on the B string. Do that twice. And then move it to the high E string. The same thing. So it does twice on the B, then once on the high E. And then back over to the B string. Play 14, 15, 17, 15. Let's repeat that. All right, then we get to what's the main riff of the song, which is really the verse. It sounds like this. All right, so it moves around pretty quick. We have. So a couple of low E, you're kind of always hitting a couple hits on the low E in between these notes. So start that way. I'm calling it the E, I know, it's the D string now, but got enough to think about here. I'm just gonna call them E, A, D, G, B, and E strings. So we have this open E, then pull off 7 to 0 on the low E, and then 6 to 0. And then 1 to 0. See, I'm hitting those low E's between there. And then you're gonna grab the 2nd fret power chord and slide it up to 3. All together. Then you start over again, but on this, still do the 7, 6 pull-offs. But instead of going down to 1 now, you go up to 8 and pull off 8 to 0. Couple of hits, and then do a power chord at the 8th fret, and slide down to 7. All right, and then we have the same riff as before. And then when we start repeating this one up here, we slid down from the C to the B, we don't do that. We go like this. We do the 7 to 6, 7 0 6 0 pull-offs, and then we have this, which is 8 7, then the open E, 5 4. This is power chords. Open E, 2 1. So all together, that main riff. Now the vocals come in after you do that. So the main riff all the way up to the vocals. All right, now when the vocals come in, it's very similar. So it sounds this. All right, actually goes up to there. So you saw right there, it was the main riff completely through one time, where it went all the way through the, this is when the vocals come in, and then there's a pause, and then after that pause, we come in on the 7 and 6. So instead of going, so we just come in on the 7 6. And then do the slide two up to 3 there with the power chords without doing the first fret one. So, and then the rest of it. So the rest of the riff is the same. So after that, and then we get to the first chorus section. Now, the first time you hear the chorus section, there's no vocals over it for the first time playing the riff. And then when the vocals come in, the riff always resolves down to an open string, almost. Let me play it real quick. It's easier to understand that way. All right, so that's the riff, is how it's played when he's not doing any vocals over it. So it's just a 7 5 10. So no power chords, just single notes. Then slide it down to the 4th fret. A lot of vibrato. And that goes 0 2 3, then 3 5 2. And then we start that again. And so that's the same riff, but instead of going, we go 3 5 6. Now the vocals come in, and see if you can pick up the difference. All right, so it's the same riff. 10 doesn't go down to the 4th fret there. The first 3 times, it goes to the open D. Oh, well, it is a D now, but it's open E string. Then, same melody. Open string again. Same melody. So it's the same riff, except we're just instead of 4, it's open. Then start over. And then the last time you hear it played, he's going to play it like he did the intro. Resolving it to 4, and then. So basically that second half of it is resolved 4. And then a couple of hits on that B power chord of the 7th fret. All right. now we get to another guitar solo. So let's play through that real quick, and then I'll show you how to play it note for note. So this is the first main solo. All right, so that starts out with a fast. So we're gonna, now underneath this is just that main riff that's going on, so you already know that. So this is along the B string, go 17, 18, 20, 18, 17. Down to the 15th fret, then you're gonna play 18, 17, 15, 14, 15, 17. So, play this. Then over to the 13th fret on the G string. That's a 13, 14, 16, 13 on the B, then 16, 14, 13 on the G. Then 15, 14 on the D. So slow. And then we have some tremolo picking. So, and then so just pick these notes as fast as you can. 12 on the and palm mute the. So it's 12th fret on the D, then 15, 14, then 19, 18. Slide into the 21st fret on the G. All right, and then live, he likes to do this. Play octaves, but on the recording there's no octaves. It's just there's just 13, 14 on the D, then 9, 10. Back to the 13, 14, and then half step bend and release the 9th fret on the D. So he like I said, he makes some octaves, doubles that top note. I mean that note, the octave needed. But that's what's on the album. All right. So then we get back to the next verse, which goes through everything the same way, the same chorus, and then we get to the second solo. Now the chorus, the second time through, doesn't have that little instrumental section before the vocals kick in. The vocals kick in immediately, and we have that version where it goes down to the open string. All right, so the second solo is over the chorus riff, and it sounds like this. All right, so that's pretty fun. So we're just gonna start with so the 5th fret on the B string there with the open high E string with it. And up to the 7th fret on the B, still have the open high E string with it. And back to the 5th fret on the B. Then slide up and grab the 12th fret there on the B and the high E string. Then to the 3rd fret there on the B string, and then we have this little melody. So that's open B, 2, 3. Then open high E string, 2, 3, 0, 2, 3 on this. So 0, 2, 3 on the B, same thing on the high E. And then a little hammer pull back off between that 2 and that 3. And then the open high E, then 3, 2, 0 on the B string, then 2, 0 on the G, to on the D. And then, so that's just 2-4 on the D, 2-4 on the G. Do that a couple times. And then to end it, just slide up to 6, back down to 4. Then we have this phrase. So that's 4, 6, 7 on the G, over to 7 on the B, then 7, 6 on the G, then 4 on the G, 3 on the B. And then slide up to the 9th fret on the G, 10th on the B, and then the 9 on those two strings. And up to the 12th fret on those two. And the last little melody. So it's a half step bend at the 14th fret on the B string. And then you're going to play 12, 10, 9 on the B. Then 9, 11 on, 11, 9 on the G. And then we're going to go to this octave shape. The 11th fret there, it's F sharp octave. It's even E now, but 11th fret there on the G, 14 on the high E string. And then move that up to the 16th fret. All right, so that's it for the second solo. And then we have, at the 2-minute and 48-second mark, we have the bridge, which is very similar to the chorus riff. A little bit different notes though. It sounds like this. And then from there to the chorus. All right, so that little bridge riff is just 7, 6, 12 in the low E, and then 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna repeat. 7, 6, 12. Slide. 3, 2, 1, and then we're back to the chorus. Now at the end of that, there's a little fill towards the end of this little bridge, and then the top. So that's on the bottom octave, which is 9, 11, 12 on the D, then back to 11, back to 12, and then 9, 11 on the G. And then the octave of that, which is just 12, 14, 15, back to 14, 15 on the B, then 12, 14 on the high. So that's at the very end of the bridge. Then we're back into the same chorus. And then we have this solo that goes on there, which is kind of hard to hear, but it's very similar to the second solo. But there's a couple of parts that are kind of hard just to get exactly like it because there's so much going on over it. But it sounds like this. And so you can really do whatever there. It's so low in the mix. So starts the same as the second solo. And then to the 3rd fret there on the B with the open high E string, and then hammer 0-2 on the high E string while you're having the open B string, and then pull off 3-0 on the B. But sometimes I hear on the recording though, that's kind of what he does live there. I hear this sometimes. I hear these two instead of going. I'm kind of hearing this, kind of ended it with a 7 across the B and the high E. So it's one of those things where you can kind of do your own thing because it's so in the low mix. Just repeat that. And then there's a little melody that he ends it with after he does that a few times. So that's just that bend at the 14th fret, half step bend. Pick it, release, then 14 there on the B string, and then go 14, 13, 11 on the G to 14 on the D. And then the outro is basically the same, you know, harmony parts that they did at the beginning, just kind of not played as long. But if you know the harmony at the beginning, you know how to play it at the end. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown of Ghost's newest release. So it's a really fun song to play as soon as you get it together. I hope you have a couple guitar players at least that you can play with to do it. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye-bye.